first up this week, Google brings back GBP messaging, but with an AI chatbot for your business. So Google is reviving messaging on Google business profiles, but this time it's an AI agent that answers customer questions about your business straight from your profile. And it can also hand the chat off to a human if it gets stuck. The new Messages hub has tabs for conversations, insights, settings. Plus, there's a promote tab that kind of hints you might soon be able to run Google ads where shoppers message your AI chatbot directly from search results. I know you had a bit to say about this on LinkedIn. I'll let you kick us off on your thoughts.
Yeah, thanks, Kaci. I had noticed within the last 2 weeks within the place page attributes where you can mark whether you want if text messaging or WhatsApp is your preferred messaging format for customers, that Google had added RCS for business. And I had wondered what that was about. And I did some Google searches, and it led to a lot of Google integrations for answering questions on your site and using Messenger in that way, but nothing specifically about Google, your Google business profile specifically. So I was interested in hearing this because it made that connection for me. It makes sense that this button is there now, and I'm really interested to hear how that's actually going to roll out, because I don't believe there was a lot of information about it in particular, or unless I'm wrong.
I didn't see a lot either. I'm kind of curious, and I don't know if you saw, is it like an opt-in or an opt-out kind of thing? Like if you turn on Messenger, is it always going to be, I would assume, yes. I think what makes me nervous about this one is obviously what makes me nervous about any kind of automation source is just the source. And in one hand, it's a lot easier on the brands and on the customers, because it's like, if you're keeping your Google business profile up to date, then you can kind of trust what the agent is going to find and be able to respond with. I like that it has the escalation ability to send then to an actual human. But I would imagine for enterprise brands, this is terrifying. This is something that is still not manageable at scale, just because it still could result in going to a real person. And then that creates a real customer care concern, particularly when you have hundreds upon hundreds of locations. Yeah, I don't know. I feel like Messenger is good in theory, and it's like what consumers, sure, it's what they want. But I think from a brand management standpoint, there's so many other forums and ways for people to get in contact with brands that brands already own and manage. This just feels like an extra one that may be good for the customer, but is it really if the brand has a capacity problem and inability to really handle that at scale, even with AI?
To your point, if you already have a chatbot on your brand site, why would you necessarily use that on your Google profile? Why not just send them to a general text message or WhatsApp,
right,
a hub, which Google does allow? You don't need an individual one for each location. You can have a brand managed messenger site that's consistent and responding. And then your own website has your AI agent responding questions that way. So it gives customers two different options. And to actually get to a human, rather, some people maybe don't want to interact with the chatbot. They want to just go right to a human.
I am the worst stickler for send me to a person and any chance that I get. So we'll see how this one goes. It's an interesting way to bring back messaging for sure.